Today we've got the nerve, the audacity, the unmitigated gall to predict Kim Kardashian's next boyfriend. Now that Pete Davidson's charm and peen have worn off. And then, get your popcorn ready. Terrell Owens is saying he could have died after a confrontation with the so-called Karen. And finally, could you marry a man after a first date in a Popeye's parking lot? This bride didn't even get the chicken, but she did get a ring supplied by the best homie. All that on today's episode of the Unmitigated Gall Podcast.
So what's this podcast about?
Somebody gotta keep it real, you know.
Reclaiming my time
by winning.
Keep my wife's name.
Catch me outside, how about that?
You're talking to
Unabashed hater.
my style is impetuous.
King Kong ain't got.
You come in with some nice waves and a black screen.
You're average looking at best.
I took offense to that.
Robert.
You ain't got the answer, Sway.
I have you beat.
You now have the Unmitigated Gall.
Thank you for watching and listening to the Unmitigated Gall, the podcast for busy-ass adults who just need to get in their fix of petty news. I am one half of this hosting duo, Eric Goldson, and with me, back in Georgia, with the mic and without a roller coaster, Tony Romo was, what's her quarterback? Pete Davidson's next baby mama, I give you Shavalerie.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, absolutely not. Well, you said next baby mama. He doesn't have kids, does he?
Well, he dated a baby mama.
I guess. No. I like men who bathe, and he just looks like he doesn't bathe. I don't get the attraction. I know what the attraction is, but you know, we'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah, he's been getting into it a lot. But before we do, please like, subscribe on Spotify and YouTube. We are there, and we want you to be aware of whenever an episode drops. Whether you're able to get to it or not, you'll know it is there because you got the notification because you, sir and ma'am, subscribed.
Exactly. Also, make sure you follow and on Instagram and Twitter. I heard a lot of people at NABJ, they were like, oh yeah, I saw you have a podcast, and I'm going to start pulling a Cam Newton. Well, did you like it? Like, did you subscribe to it?
You should have. You should have.
I literally just thought of that as we were coming on. I'm like, I'm going to start asking people, well, did you like the post? Did you subscribe to the channel? Just like
listen, since you brought up there, Shavalerie is one of the most popular people I know.
Oh my god.
But she's also the nicest, so she's scared to press her friends to subscribe to the pod. Now, is we or is we not friends? That's what I want to know.
Exactly.
I tell you what, my friends have subscribed, Shavalerie.
I know. Some of mine have too. I told you. I even got a subscription from or someone who subscribed. My youngest son. He was like, I just wanted you to know I listened and I subscribed. I was like, well, thank you. The least you could do, but I appreciate it, Winston.
Now you're a glass half full. I'm glass half empty. So That means that your other son has not subscribed. That's what that sounds like to me.
Well, here's the thing. You know how you say I'm always in the streets? That kid is even more in the streets. William, I never see William, but I will press him and I will ask him to like and subscribe and follow all of our channels.
There you go. 30 seconds, William. We appreciate the help.
Thank you.
My brother. Speaking of appreciate the help, we got these fine t-shirts on.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, I want to give a big shout out to my friend Rochelle Smith. I've known her since the 9th grade. I told her I was going to put her on blast because the way that we met, I don't know if they were assigned seats, but she actually pushed me out of my chair. That was my first encounter with her. And I think she respected the fact that I actually got up, and despite probably looking terrified, I was ready to throw some hands because she pushed me out of this chair. And somehow that we ended up being best friends in high school. And she is someone who she reposts whenever we have an episode that drops. She's liked, she's subscribed, and she sent us these great shirts. Even made us little business cards. It's got little QR codes in the back, scan to listen, scan to watch. So shout out to Rochelle Smith and the company. She has this is her side hustle. It's called BCTs. So a big thank you to my bestie.
Shout out. I love the BCTs. That sounds dirty, don't it? I need some BCTs in my life.
Exactly. She's also on
we
Facebook and
appreciate
Instagram,
it.
so make sure you like and follow her as well.
Yes, the t-shirts, they feel good. So this is like our first kind of unofficial sponsor, right?
Exactly, yeah. I love it. I think it's great. And I handed a bunch of these out at NAPJ, and so, yeah. We'll see what happens. We're on our way, Eric.
We are straight to the moon.
Exactly.
Speaking of to the moon, your boy Pete Davidson got put on a rocket by Kim.
I wasn't even thinking like, oh my God, I'm going to be in a relationship with him. I was just thinking like, heard about this BDE, need to get out there. Like, I need to just like jumpstart I was just basically DTF.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm assuming she's the one that broke up with him, but we're hearing conflicting reports about that. You know, because at first it sounded like it was, you know, they both decided to break up because of distance.
Yes.
And we saw another report that said, you know, he was immature. And now, you know, they're like, oh, no, that wasn't the case.
Well, what I read was it was an amicable split. Long distance and different priorities is what has broken up Kim K and Pete Davidson. I can't believe that you have me looking up anything to do with the Kardashians, but here we are.
Oh, stop. Everybody I work with act like they don't keep up with the Kardashians.
I
Yet
don't
somehow
keep up with
these
Actually,
women are the most famous women on earth.
Seriously, they are, because let me tell you, I was actually in Vegas. I actually don't keep up with the Kardashians. I don't have anything against them. I do think that they are guilty of cultural appropriation at times, but you know, somehow this girl has managed to turn a sex tape into billions of dollars for not just herself, but every single member of her family. So in the words of the great Sean Jay-Z Carter, can't knock the hustle. So, you know, I don't have a big issue with
Bars.
her. Thank you. But I will say, I think it's a little odd that while I'm out and about in Vegas on vacation, I get a breaking news alert. And normally breaking news alerts, we're at war, there's a mass shooting, there's something going on in the world. And no, it was a breaking news alert saying that Kim K and Pete Davidson split. And I could not believe that. I mean, there's only a handful of couples, I think, that would get that kind of, have that kind of power. And definitely no other reality star that I can think of that would be able to get some type of notification that they broke up with someone. Not like they had a death in the family, something, they got diagnosed with something. She just broke up with her latest boyfriend. That's a little much.
Yeah, that's big. Yeah, I'm trying to think, you know, are there any other stars, reality TV stars that could do that? I think you might be right there.
No, I can't think of anyone else on her level.
But I've already started thinking about the future. I've already thinking about who her next fling should be. Oh. And I'm thinking it should be A-Rod. You know, A-Rod broke up with J-Lo. He's an attention whore, too. You know, he's equally as beautiful, although a little older, but
at least
he's got a lot of money.
In age, at least a little closer in age, because
yep.
He's 28, she's 41. She has 4 kids. He doesn't have any kids. It's sort of one of those, like, what are the two of y'all talking about? Like, completely different, you know, groups of people.
It makes great sense to me. He's a rebound. You know, he fills up her emotional love cup. You know, it's ain't no sex like new sex. So, you know, they had that going. So, you know, it made sense. And it also makes sense that, okay, we've reached about the time that y'all need to break up. So
9 months.
9 months. That's pretty good for him.
I mean, I guess. I actually, in doing a little research, he has a long list of women that he's dated. Of course, we know Ariana Grande, Kim Kardashian. They actually don't even list these people's names. It's just Andy McDowell's daughter, Cindy Crawford's daughter, Kate Beckinsale, who is drop dead gorgeous, and then somebody named Phoebe. I don't even know how you pronounce her last name.
She's the chick. I think you're talking about the chick from Bridgerton, the first Bridgerton series, the white girl that was ended up with the black dude.
Yeah.
He dated her.
Yeah, what is it? I don't understand. I take it back. I did read that Ariana Grande claims he has 10 inches, and so I guess that's what it is. That's the only thing it could be, because it's not the face card, it's not the body.
Right. But he also said in his stand-up, he was like, no, it's not that huge. He's like, Ariana Grande is tiny. Anything in her hands looks massive. So, split the difference. Say it's 7 or 8, but that's still, as long as he could work it. And I think people underestimate, being an opportunist, being someone who's emotionally vulnerable, and being in the right place in the right time, and just saying the right things. Yeah. I think that's the part that's being underestimated, because I'm sure there's a lot of dudes in Hollywood who could knock them off real good. But I think what is being underplayed is probably this guy's, emotional availability, and him sensing that in them, and, being someone who's not afraid to be like, hey, I'll walk you to your car and, rub your feet.
Yeah. Well, at some point, I think every woman has, let me give the ugly guy a shot. Maybe things will turn out differently. And it doesn't. Trust me, I've been there. I was there last year. It doesn't work out.
Oh, you gave an ugly guy a shot last year?
We're not going to go into it.
Oh, shit.
I've already said too much.
Like I said, I know if I got a close friend who is like the Pete Davidson of my clique. Mm-hmm. This guy was just like constantly, out kicking his coverage. I mean, he always had the nice chicks, and what he was doing was, he would find the girl when she was down. You can talk to me. Next thing you know, he lays some good pipe on her, and she's like, wow, I can deal with this guy for a little bit. He can talk to me. He hears what I got to say, and the sex is good. So, maybe you're not going public with this guy for too long, but, for at least a temporary Band-Aid, that's a great relationship for some.
Yeah, and Kim has said several times that she was just DTF. Do you know what that is?
No, of course I know what it is.
I know you know what it is. I'm just making sure.
Oh,
and so
for
I
the
think
people,
she was just, for the people who don't
down
know.
To freak, but not
there
freak.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, I think she was just at a place in time in her life where she's like, I just, looking to kick it with someone. And Pete just happened to be at the right place at the right time.
I'm telling you. Now, do you think not Kim, but Kanye was wrong for posting the meme of, it was a fake New York Times article, and it was like, Skeet Davidson. Skeet is Kanye's derogatory nickname for Pete Davidson. Do you think it was wrong for him to post that, like, Skeet Davidson dead at 28?
Was it wrong? Yes. Do I expect... did I expect that from Kanye? Absolutely. I mean, is he still trying to get with her? Thankfully, we haven't heard anything about Kanye and who he's dating, because I felt like for weeks, for months, it was just a constant of that Julia Fox girl and the Kim K lookalike, and I like it when he is just go away. Just go away.
Right, but he'll be back.
He will be, and I don't know. Maybe Kim K and Kanye get back together. Kim Ye, maybe they get back together. I don't know. Because now
I think
they are only legally separated. They're not divorced just yet.
No, they can't come to terms. I think Kanye, I read he's like on his 5th lawyer. Like, and these lawyers are quitting.
Yeah,
this guy is so demanding that they're like, look,
the 5th
I
one
can't take it.
Just dropped out, right? So he's not on his 5th one. I thought
sounds like a quit to me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, declared legally.
But
single.
basically,
that's what it is. They're not separated.
Yeah.
They're declared legally single, but they're not divorced yet. And that's a lot of assets to divvy up between the two of them.
Right.
And who gets the child support? They got 4 kids, all under the age of 10.
I wouldn't expect child support is an issue. I would expect that the custody is an issue, because Kanye has been very. Well, I mean, for me, it seems like he doesn't have his mom. His dad. He just reconciled with his dad not long ago. But the kids are a big thing for him. I mean, every time he gets on social media and rants, half the time it's about the kids and him being denied access to his kids. So I imagine that is probably the biggest thing holding this up. He's probably asking for something ridiculous like full custody of the kids, which he would never get. So, but yeah, it's a hot mess.
Yeah, it's a hot mess, and I'm already over it.
Well, all right. Well, before you're completely over it, I do want to ask you a question. I love a hypothetical. Kim K more likely to marry next? A, an older white billionaire investor, or B, a wrongfully imprisoned black man? You know, now she's a lawyer, right?
What?
Option A or option B? Two people that are very likely to be in her circumference, right? So after A-Rod and her are done fighting over the camera phone, so who is she likely to settle down with first? A older white billionaire or a black man who is wrongfully imprisoned, who she helped get out? Remember, like how Maya Moore, the WNBA player, married that dude?
Yeah,
I could just see that happening with Kim. Like he just
what
throws a passion.
Why can't the brother be the billionaire?
Well, it's only like 5 of them. So Jay-Z, she already had Kanye. That leaves what? Jay-Z, the dude that gave out the Morehouse scholarships, and like 3 other brothers. Right. So
Tiger, Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan taken, and I think his wife is younger than Kim. So
right, Tiger,
and she demands less attention.
Kim is definitely Tiger Woods type. So
no, she's not. She's not blonde. She's not blonde though.
She's white. She can go blonde.
She has gone blonde.
There you go.
Tiger is gonna want a quiet woman. Notice that the women Tiger dates are quiet. Lindsey Vonn was a superstar athlete, and even as far as that goes, she's fairly quiet. So he's not gonna get with a Kim K. So, like I said, the black billionaires are off the table.
Okay, fine. I think there needs to be a third option because this is her third marriage. Kanye is her third marriage. The second one was an NBA player, and then the first one was just some older guy that she married when she was 19, and they ended up getting a divorce. But she sort of has a type. I think I think even the first guy, all 3 of them have money, but they were all also, I believe, of color. So I think you need to have a third choice in there.
See, folks, this is why you can't do hypotheticals with women. I said hypotheticals, Shavalerie. I gave her 2 options, and women never just want to pick
because neither one of the options align with who she's been with previously.
This is not based in reality. This is not based, Shavalerie. This is not based in reality. See, again, folks, hypotheticals with women are the worst. You don't do hypothetical situations with women, and you don't place bets with women because they don't take betting serious. You know, you better do. Next time I see you, brother. Okay, all right. Whew. Well, that was tough, boy. That was tougher to get Pete Davidson to take a bath. Now, let's talk about someone who's not happy. T.O., who never seems happy, but T.O. is blasting Karen. And in this case, probably he was in the right.
Yeah.
Probably. I have a asterisk, but I'll let you lay out the deets.
Oh, okay. I can't wait to hear what that is.
I'm not finna sit up here and...
He ran the stop sign.
Well, there is no stop sign. What are you talking about?
I understand. Where are you getting?
I wasn't, but I asked him to slow down, and he got out of his car and started harassing me. He put his car in park.
Right, because you're going to yell at me and telling me I'm almost hit you, and I didn't.
But you didn't have to get out of your fucking car.
You didn't have to talk to me that way either, Karen.
You're a black man approaching a white woman.
First of all, you had your boy right here, your husband right here. So first of all, I don't do that type of stuff.
You put your car in park and you came at me.
First of all, I didn't come at you.
Yes, you did.
You can stop all of that, Karen. Get out of here with all of that.
No, basically, T.O. was, I guess, going to get he was going to get his mail. This white woman was on a bike. It seemed to be pretty late at night. I think somewhere in the video he says it's about 10 o'clock at night, and she yells at him to slow down. I guess he thought I'm not even speeding. So he got out of the car, words were exchanged, and she decided to call 911. When the police arrive, he starts recording, and it just, oh man, the white woman tears just It's like a switch. It's like, you know how we code switch? It's like the white woman tears switch. They just went on. So, I mean, before the cops even come up, she's screaming and yelling and saying all kinds of things. And then the cops approach, and it's like the white fragility is just, it's like automatic. But what was interesting is she actually says, "You're a black man approaching a white woman." And
famous
it's like,
last words.
Whoa. And then the tears start. And it's like, oh my God, like, y'all, you just turn it on like that? And the Oscar goes to random white woman. Like,
yeah. I don't know if she has a job, but I say famous last words because that phrase will probably be the phrase that makes her lose her job. Yeah. If she does have one. There's a good chance she's a housewife, and, you know, this is not going to bother too much. Because I believe there was a man standing next to her, probably her husband, who didn't say a damn thing the entire time. Wisely, because, you know, you don't want T.O. jumping on your average size ass.
But T.O. says that even the husband was like, go in the house. What are you doing? And you only see her for a little bit, but I'm sure Black Twitter is doing what they do best and tracking this heifer down. Because she deserves it.
No, is that necessary though? I don't think that's really necessary. Like,
it is. No. It is when you're about to put a black man's life in danger, and that's exactly what she did when she started to turn on the waterworks. And oh, woe is me! A black man approached me. Like, you didn't have keep that same energy that you had when you were screaming and yelling at him before the cops arrived. So yes, she absolutely deserves that, because that could have, we know that situation could have turned completely different.
Well, do you have anything that maybe T.O. did wrong? And I'm going to give my thoughts in a second, but you tell the people while I get some more battery power. Keep going.
Okay. Do I think T.O. did anything wrong? No, I don't think so. I think, well, he does say, come at me sideways, and I'm coming at you sideways. And I sort of have I sort of feel the same way. If someone comes at me left, I come at them left. But I think, did he do anything wrong? I think maybe he should have been the bigger person. And, you know, when she was yelling at him to slow down, just keep on rolling down the street, you know, and ignore that lady. You know, why he felt
exactly. I'm going to stop you there. Hold on. Exactly. That is the point, Shavalerie, because first of all, Karen was wrong. You don't turn on the tears. You don't call the cops. You don't say you're a black man approaching a white woman. Like, this is modern day Emmett Till shit. Luckily, we don't have that outcome. But this is how those things have started throughout history. But I will say the one thing that T.O. did wrong is you don't get out of your car, especially nowadays when everyone's packing, especially in Florida, just anywhere. You don't get out your car to confront somebody unless you want drama and you expect tragedy. If you get out your car to confront someone on the street, A, you want drama, B, you expect tragedy. If you hop out, I guarantee if my wife, Naeem, a proud black woman, was reading this story, two things she would say. Karen was wrong, but if I was in T.O.'s place and she was riding with me and I jumped out to confront a stranger on the street, she would be yelling at me for putting her in harm's way. You can't jump out on somebody unless you are wanting drama and expecting tragedy. So luckily for T.O., it didn't end up in a more tragic fashion than what it did.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what happens when you jump out on people. Shit happens. Shit escalates quickly.
I know. But
so,
I mean, I think the same. I think you've already said it, but she was wrong for also yelling at him. Like, mind your business. That's the problem with a lot of these Karens. It's like no one died and made you God. Like, who died and said you need to police everybody? You don't. Mind your business. If he was speeding, he was speeding. And that's the cop's job to pull him over. It's not yours to yell at him and say, stop speeding. Like, so yes, he was wrong for getting out of the car and And I agree with you that if you do, you're looking maybe for some type of confrontation. But she's equally as wrong because she started it. Don't start with none, won't be none.
Well, but
also,
again,
like my mom always
jump
says,
out
I
of
always told my
car,
mother, don't write a check your ass can't cash. And she couldn't, which is why she started crying.
exactly, but he jumped out the car, so he's the one that wrote. Well, I guess are you saying by yelling at him, she started the check cashing?
Go along on your little bike ride.
Now, there have been a couple times when white people have confronted me in situations where they could have just let me go. Both were older white guys, both of whom could have gotten thrashed, but I was able to foresee that at the end of the day, this could end horribly for me. You know, they might get chin checked, but I could end up in jail or worse.
Or dead.
Once I was driving through, and I'm a silky brother, so you know what I mean? But once I was driving through Buckhead, I was going too fast, and this white dude walking his dog yelled, "Hey, slow down, you're going too fast." And, you know, I was pissed about it, but I was like, damn, I am going kind of fast in this mug. But, you know, also, although it upset me, you know, I'm realizing if I stop this car to confront him, this could get out of hand.
Yeah.
Another time was I was walking in Piedmont Park, and I was with my dog, and I didn't realize there's one part of Piedmont Park called the Active Oval. You're not supposed to walk dogs on it. There was a couple signs, but it wasn't like huge signs, and I didn't realize it. And this white dude actually ran up on me with his bicycle and almost put the wheel on me and the dog and kind of got right in front of me. I was like, dog, I'm about to kill you. And, you know, we had some words, and after a while I just walked off, and he tried to get in front of me again, but I just like, bruh. But what I'm saying is, you know, these things can escalate. Once the confrontation starts, you just have to expect that it can, you know, if you want the drama, it's there for you. So don't get out the car.
I just hate that we always have to be the ones to take the high road. And I think I've said this before. This, you know, I love Michelle Obama, but I'm over and I'm past the when they go low, we go high. It's like, no, there's a great shirt. I think it's called Grady Baby is the company here in Atlanta, and it's like, when you go low, I'll scrub the ground, and that's literally my attitude. Like, I'm sorry, I'm tired of us being the ones. You know, when people say, oh, when you get pulled over, just make sure you're always like. You're the police officer with trained with the weapon. Like, why do I have to make you comfortable in the situation? Like, I'm tired of that, and I get it. But I talk to my boys.
But you
and
live, Craig. You live. You live to fight another day, Craig.
Exactly, and that's what I tell my boys. Just do what the officer tells you to do, and make sure you make it home. But we are getting tired of having to always be the ones to make white people feel comfortable. I'm tired of it.
I mean, it's you know. Change is happening gradually. I mean, I think in a couple of weeks we'll see that T.O. is going to come out looking much better than this woman. Yeah. And I think you and I agree that Karen is at fault here. But what I'm saying is, you throw gasoline on the fire. Once you jump out of a car at somebody, it's on, basically. You don't know where it's going to go at that point. So it's on.
We're also forgetting a really important point when the officers were saying, you know what happened, and she was like, he was speeding. Again, you never see this woman, but I can tell by her voice that she's a black woman to the rescue. And she was like, no, he wasn't. She was there.
Very important point.
She was in her garage watching, and that's what we need to do. We need to look out for one another for when these Karens decide to strike with their white tears.
Oh my goodness! Yes. Shout out to T.O. Wishing nothing but the best.
You know, he's a former Dallas Cowboy.
That's my quarterback, man.
Exactly.
That's my quarterback.
That's one of the best moments ever. I love it.
Well, speaking of someone else who's having a good moment, a couple who got married recently, and it all started with a faithful date in a Popeyes parking lot.
Oh, God.
They didn't even go into Popeyes. They didn't even order chicken from Popeyes, but they met in that parking lot because that brother was short on time. So if you're going to meet me here right now. And you know what? She did. The young lady took him up on the offer. He was a hot commodity, apparently. She got him out of the rotation, got him to commit to her. And now Well, I mean, she said he had like five of the prospects at least.
Yeah, so we're talking about Sharshia. I think that's how you say her name. Wade. 34.
Oh, you should have just said a woman in whatever state she's from.
Look here, Sharshia. I get it, girl. Shavalerie, Sharshia. I get it. Sharshia Wade, 34.
She get it.
Davidson Boyce, 44. 10-year age difference. They met on Hinge. He canceled twice. So we would have never gotten to the Popeyes parking lot part because like he canceled on her twice already. Somehow he convinces her during the pandemic, no less, to meet me in a Popeyes parking lot. When you sent me this article, there's so much wrong with this story. I don't even know where to begin. Meeting in a pandemic.
But there's something that's right in it, Shavalerie. It worked out in marriage. You can't be short-sighted. You know what I mean? What Sharshia understood is supply and demand. She had that understanding. She also understood, whatever her foundation is for a relationship, she believed that he had that. Like they're both of Indian descent, I guess is the right way to say it. They both had similar goals.
Yes.
So she's able to see through the bullshit of the first date and say, this is the goal. This is obviously a goal-oriented woman. She's like, has a good career. I looked her up on LinkedIn. She's like VP of some diversity thing. And she's like a president of something else.
She's the VP of Global Inclusion for a financial services company, and she's the president of the Boston chapter of the National Black MBA Association.
That girl got a good job.
And he is an IT cybersecurity engineer.
There you go.
First off,
yet still the homie had to pay for the ring.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. But that's not a date, Eric. They met in a parking lot. Likely sat in the car and said they watched the sunset and they shared their first kiss. And that because the Popeyes line, anyone who's ever gone to a Popeyes know the Popeyes line is always long. They are always late. They
Slow.
are never dropping the damn chicken. Oh, it's going to be 12 minutes for spicy. Like, damn it. Like, we're black people. We only want spicy chicken. Like, Jesus.
This is Popeyes.
I know. But then he goes, because the Popeyes line is too long, and gets himself a meal over at KFC. They're strike 2. First you have me meeting you it's strike 3. First you canceled on me twice. Then you have me meeting you in a parking lot like I'm some type of prostitute. Then you go and you eat KFC. Strike 1, 2, 3. I'm out.
Whoa. Okay, see, Shavalerie, I gotta push back.
Okay. You're gonna push back on the gentrified fried chicken? Because that's what KFC is.
Clearly, he just wanted something to eat in a hurry, and he wasn't willing to put up with our slow-moving people in order to get it. But as the late Kevin Samuels used to say, it's about outcomes. It's about outcomes. This woman was single, and now she's married. She had a beautiful ceremony from the pictures I saw and what they say.
It looks like a beautiful wedding.
And now she's still of childbearing age. I'm assuming with all her career accolades that she likely does not have children yet. She's still in a point where she can now have kids.
Right.
So this is a woman that saw the goal, worked towards the goal, and achieved it. I feel like the little strikes, you're striking yourself out.
They're not little strikes.
Who's striking out? They are little.
First off, you canceled on me twice. You canceled on me twice. Place. Okay, fine. Maybe some things happen. Maybe okay, fine. We'll give you a third time's the charm. Okay, but then your suggestion, because she gives him an ultimatum and she says, if you cancel this date, don't ever call me again. And he's like, oh, well, hold on a second. Like I got a plan. Let's meet it. Just listen to that.
Popeyes was close to her house. You give me an ultimatum, I give you an ultimatum. Oh, we can only meet today? Well, let's see. I have time to meet at the Popeyes park lot by your house. Do you accept or not?
They're in a park near her house. Like a park.
Maybe not.
A water, like a fountain. Something.
Anything. Maybe
a Popeyes.
This parking. So it's the gesture. Is it the gesture? Is it the idea of telling it to your friends and family? Is that what's holding you back?
Well, that is like, hey, girl, so we're jogging.
That's what it is. That's what it
First
is.
off,
You let your
it's not even a date.
homegirls, Shavalerie. No. You let your homegirls and the idea of the story you're giving to your friends and family punk you out of a marriage. Don't. It's about the outcomes, as the late Kevin Samuels used to say.
No, it's about the fact that you think so much of me that you would have me meet you in a parking lot. A parking lot, Eric. That's
Why does he have to think a lot about her? He's just meeting this woman on a dating app. What is that? Why should he hold her in high esteem? She's just another name who he's been messaging with. There's no investment in this person yet. Now, let's say they celebrate their 6-month anniversary at a Popeye's parking lot. That's a problem. But meeting another woman when you already have 5 in rotation, it's supply and demand. She's got to get in where she fits. And you know what? She was wise enough to see that. She pushed back. She challenged him. Once they started dating, she was like, this is now a relationship. And he was like, okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is
you're going to move in 6 months. He moved in 6 months. They had similar goals. I get it.
We should applaud this woman. She's present. She understands the moment. She understands the moment and where she fits and where she's going. So the idea of like meeting in a Popeye's parking lot, I tell you what, when I was first started dating my wife, I had a car and one of the doors wouldn't even open.
How old are you?
I was 25.
He's 44.
That is a
44,
difference.
Okay? 20 years older than you. If they met in their 20s, I get it. I guarantee you, because I follow my boys on Instagram and I see the places that they're going on these dates, and it ain't a damn parking lot. You know why? Because I raised them better than that.
You see what they want you to see.
That's true. But I know they're not going. They're not meeting girls in parking lots. I promise you. I would bet my next check.
You don't know that.
I do know that.
I guarantee William and Winston got some greasy fingers in their past. So let's just say it like that. But
they may have some, but not from Popeyes. Like no. And we're talking about two kids in their 20s who are doing better than this man. I get it. She ends up getting exactly what I'm looking for. She got the man. She got the ring. She had a beautiful wedding. Good for her. It can never be me. Not at a Popeyes.
Wow. So do you really want to be married?
I do really want to be married. But I'm not meeting you at a Popeyes. Here, let me tell you. So I went on a date a couple of weeks ago.
Do tell. Lay it out for me.
We did not meet at a Popeyes. We met at a place called the Southern Gentleman, and we had drinks, and it was very, very nice, and he paid for everything. I don't even know what I would say if someone was like, meet me in a parking lot. Meet you in a parking lot? Okay, yeah, I'll be there in 5 minutes.
What if it was by your house?
And I would never show up. No, I promise you that there was something else, somewhere else that she could have met that man and not. We watched the sunset at a Popeyes parking lot. Like, I
can't think of any better evening. You know, belly full, watching the sunset go down with the aroma of fried chicken wafting through my.
No.
Wow.
But there is one thing that the article is missing.
What's that?
It's a very key question. Was there Popeyes at the wedding? That's what I want to know.
Oh.
Was there Popeyes at the wedding?
Last question about this. Do you have a problem with his friend, if we believe the article to be true, fronting the ring? And how did the friend just go and buy the ring? That's wrong. Fuck that.
I think if I remember correctly, they were going on a vacation to Barbados, and the friend thought that would be a perfect place to propose. So he went ahead and bought the ring. I think so too.
No man does that.
Yeah.
No man does that.
That's questionable to me. Like, there's so
Is that
much
your
wrong
boyfriend?
with this article. There's so much wrong with this article.
Right. That is cap, because no man wants his friend to get married that much. We're not like women. We're not excited that you're getting married. You know, my friends cried a gangster tear when I got married. So And on top of that, nobody's gonna front thousands of dollars for your rent, and you didn't even ask for it. He anticipated it. He just wanted you to be married so bad he went ahead and bought it. No, that didn't happen. So I'm thinking he booked this. He knew he was gonna propose to her. He was like, "Dog, I'm a little short of money. I just spent $500 on his ticket. I ain't even got Popeye's money. Can you front me a ring and I'll pay you back?" And that's what happened. But yeah, no way that his friend just bought a ring out the goodness of his heart because he just wanted them to be married so bad. It just doesn't happen.
Something about this article, it just, the whole thing is just off, and that's probably the biggest part of it. Normally, the New York Times, they are these like beautiful articles about these couples and how they met and how they ended up getting married, and so I take issue with the fact that, you know, we have this story about some black people in the New York Times and it involves fried chicken. Like, just.
Well, Shavalerie, I am now comfortable that black people have ascended to a high enough place in culture where, you know, I don't really feel like the set us back thing happens anymore. I'm just not accepting that.
You and I
this
both
thing
agree,
set us back.
You and I both agree we bring fried chicken and watermelon to work all the time. And we eat it proudly.
I do feel bad about eating it, but I will bring it now. But all right, last thing on this. How long do you give this marriage?
Oh, well, I mean, they looked and seemed, I mean, forever. Forever.
Lovely. See, that's the optimistic Shavalerie I know and love. I'm going to say 5 years. I do think I think they'll have one, maybe 2 kids, and then this dude, you know, he will just become unraveled because he's juggling that many women.
At the time, yeah, he was dating 5 other women. That I don't actually have a problem with. I saw this meme and it said "Date 'em all, sis," and so that's my philosophy. Until you put a ring on this one, I'm single. So.
Oh, you as a woman would date 5 guys at once?
Date them all, Shavalerie.
All right. Well, we'll just end that conversation. Let's leave it there. Hey, recommendations and invitations.
I think it's your turn to go first.
Oh, it's my turn?
I think so.
All right. I would like to recommend Prey for any action movie people out there. This is like a prequel to the Predator franchise. And I watched it twice this weekend. I believe that this is the second best Predator movie I've seen.
Okay.
So, at first, you know, if you see it, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but it's, you know, Predator, one of the Predator species, because it's a bunch of them, lands in America 300 years ago, come to contact with Native Americans and French hunters, you know, pioneers, whatever you want to call them, and, you know, the fun begins. So, you know, at first I saw the promo image and I was like, wow, how can a Native American with bow and arrow stand up to this character? And I will say that what you think would happen if a predator came in contact with some people with bows and arrows, it happened. It wasn't pretty. But I will say I like the plot. I like how it ended. It was shot beautifully if you're into cinematography. The story was good. It was a little too woke for my liking. It was like a little unnecessarily woke in there. But overall, I give it a 8 out of 10.
Okay. Is that a scary movie?
Nah, it's gory.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna see some shit chopped up, but
okay.
Nah, not scary.
Is that the one with
Sigourney?
Is it Sigourney Weaver? Is that Predator? Or is that
That's the Alien franchise.
Oh, but they go up.
Predator
against each
was
other,
with
right?
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yes.
Okay.
Eventually.
Alien versus Predator.
Yep.
Okay.
You got it.
I'm probably not gonna watch it.
Not yours. That wasn't for you. That was for William and Winston as they take their dates on greasy chicken dates.
Never gonna happen. My kids are too bougie, like their mother.
Okay.
Okay, so my recommendation. My recommendation is actually the NABJ conference. I go pretty much every year, and for me, it's an amazing. And this year it was the NABJ, National Association of Black Journalists, and the NAHJ, National Association of Hispanic Journalists. Occasionally, they join together and have a joint conference, and it's just an amazing opportunity to just like be together and around other journalists of color. For me, I do know some Hispanic journalists, but primarily Black journalists, and it's just a great weekend to just like recharge and get renewed and just go to all these different sessions and panels and see people that I've worked with throughout the years that I don't get to see all the time, and so yeah. I want to recommend the NABJ conference. It was really weird. I think this is the first time. I think there is a decline in people picking journalism as a career. Me and a CNN colleague / friend were walking through the job fair. This is a great place if you're a fellow a new journalist coming out of college. You're trying to find a job. All of the major networks are there. That's how I got my job at CNN. And they were basically, Eric, throwing jobs at us. Literally, like, do you need a job? And me and my friend were like, no, we're good. So it's a great opportunity to get your face and your resume in front of people and networks and bigwigs at these networks and companies that you otherwise would just be sending into the ether. So yeah, I recommend the NABJ conference. And also I just wanted to point out that, I don't know if you saw this, but Cox Media Group, they launched the Javita Moore Scholarship Fund, and they're giving a $25,000 annual investment for students studying broadcast journalism. And so for everyone here in Atlanta, we lost Javita Moore last year. And so that was a beautiful way to honor her. And that was announced at the conference.
I did see that. Shout out to Cox and Jovita Moore and her friends and family. Definitely a icon in Atlanta news.
100%.
Shall we do invitations?
Absolutely. So you want me to go
Me
first?
first?
Oh, you go. You go.
Me. You've had your fun with your old Popeye's bouginess. It's now on me.
I would Popeyes, like just not on dates. Okay.
Which is also hypocritical. Show the man who you are. If you can eat Popeyes by yourself, why can I not eat Popeye? Why does the date have to be a presentation of phoniness? Why can't we just be two people who decide to meet up and decide do we have anything in common? Do we see a future together? That's what the date should be about.
Yeah, but when
are
you're
we
going
attracted
out
to each other?
On first dates, you're putting your best foot forward. You do your hair, your nails, you put on your best outfit. And Popeyes, that's just not where you go on a first date. If we get comfortable enough, then yes, I don't mind going and eating a 2-piece with a biscuit with you. Fine. But not on a first date. No. And not a parking lot date. I can't even believe that's a suggestion.
I hate to circle back to it, but I gotta say...
Is this why I'm single?
Yes. Naima is the only real, committed relationship I've been in, right? Mm-hmm. But I did see some girls in college kind of off and on for a while, but all of those were very informal meetings. And you know what? You get to know the people, you like them, and you build from there. But when you put up these facades, there's this pressure to be and continue to be, and it's just, it doesn't work. It's too much stress where relationships have enough stress. There's no reason for you to try to pretend to be someone that you're not.
I don't think
we're like Popeyes.
Though, Eric.
You and I frequently drive through parking lots. You and I like people. Why not let those powers combine and end up in a marriage?
Eric,
this woman did,
you
and she's smarter than us.
In your 20s. This man, me, the people that I'm meeting. We are in our late 40s. We are able to go out and afford a higher quality meeting date. I have a friend who used to call them informationals. He's like, they're not dates, they're informationals, which we all thought was hilarious. You can afford, I'm not saying you have to take me out and spend a whole bunch of money on a date. What I'm saying is respect me enough to say, I'm not going to meet you in a parking lot. That's where pimps meet their prostitute. No. A parking lot.
Well, first of all, a pimp will meet a hoe any way he can. But secondly, no, it's the wrong approach. Like, no, it's not a job interview. You're deciding if you want to be someone's friend. That's what a relationship is. It's a friendship. And
did you meet your friends in parking lots? You meet your friends in parking lots?
Yes, you meet your friends where you meet them. You meet them where they are. That's the whole point of a friendship. And a good relationship and eventually marriage starts as a friendship. So if you cannot just meet a person and appreciate them where they are, then where are we going really? So, but anyway, I digress.
I can meet you in a parking lot while we park our cars to walk to the date. How about that?
Penny with a hole in it. All right. Invitations. I would like to, as we're having this good debate, it reminds me of my friend, Niall Alexander. I'm inviting him on to join us on the Unmitigated Pod for some fiery debate sometime. Those of you all who are my longtime friends, people who have known me way since back when will know that Niall is one of my good close friends, my best man, and we had a show together back in the day, a little skit variety show. One of the funniest people I've ever met, and one of the funniest people I know of, including like people on camera. So a great guy. And he says that he's out of the game. He says that he can't be pulled back in, but I'm going to challenge him. It's like the Godfather. Just when you think you're out, pull you back in. So that's my invitation.
All right. My invitation, have you heard of Jessica Nabongo? Do you know who that is?
She sounds fine.
She is. She's beautiful. So at the NABJ conference, in addition to sessions and panels and parties and all these things, you get a lot of swag. And one of the things that I got, I actually got this other book. I can't find it. The Rise of the Black Quarterback, written by Jason Reed. But then I also got this book, The Catch Me If You Can. So Jessica Nabongo is the first black woman to have visited all 195 countries, which would be like a dream goal. And she was one of the books that they gave us. I was actually about to request this at the library, and now I got it for free. And I would just love to talk to her and ask her like some of her favorite countries that she's visited, things that she's encountered as a black woman while traveling. She actually ends her trip in the country that I have always wanted to go to, and I'm thinking about going to it for a significant birthdays that's coming up, and it's Seychelles, because it just sounds like that's somewhere where I should be. Shavalerie is in Seychelles. It's off the coast of Africa, and she ended her trip there, and so yeah, I would love to meet her, talk to her. I really, really want to know, how did you afford this? Probably not dating men that meet you in parking lots. So.
Oh, she's single. She's definitely single.
Oh my God. Okay. But I would love to invite her on and talk with her and just ask her a ton of questions about travel. And yeah, that's my invitation for this week.
I love that. I love the invitations and recommendations. But again, everyone, if you want more recommendations and invitations, you got to subscribe. You see the t-shirt, click the like button, click the subscribe button. Shavalerie, it's been fun. Any last words to the people?
No. No more parking lot pimping.
No more parking lot pimping for Shavalerie. Hey, you want to meet this lady? Come find her at the Cheesecake Factory. Bye.
I'm above that.